Bonita. Welcome back to the Be Bonita podcast. I am your host, Viviane, and today we have a very special guest, Miss Irene Lovett. I love it. So it was easier to memorize your last name because of my accent, I have a little hesitation in pronouncing people's name and last name. So that's why I'm like, okay, how does it pronounce? And hopefully I will learn within a few minutes before we record this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. How you feeling, Mama?
I'm a little nervous. I'm excited.
Why are you nervous?
I'm not a public speaker.
Well, you better be, because, we're launching books and everything. So you need to be, pimping it out. You're going to be on stage. You're going to be speaking to the young women and the grown-ass women, too.
Yeah.
So get comfortable.
I know. So it's nervous for me because I'm so used to being in the background. I'm good at writing and doing programming and things like that. So to come to the forefront is kind of... oh my God, I'm in the spotlight.
You gave birth to this beautiful movement, and now you're being asked, not challenged, but asked to show up.
Yeah.
Because people buy into your message when they see you.
Yes.
It's your energy, right? Your energy is in this mission, but people buy into what you bring with it.
Right.
And your presence is very important. So I am very happy that this is her first podcast and first public exposure.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So let's start from the end.
Okay.
Let's talk about the gala.
The gala was so beautiful. So this was our third gala. And it gets more amazing every year.
Okay.
It's called Bet on a Mob. So it has a casino theme.
Okay.
Yes. And it was amazing.
Okay.
It was amazing.
You're able to raise some money, some awareness.
Yes, we haven't gotten the final totals yet.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that it's more than last year.
Okay.
We got an amazing performance from Rock to the Future.
Okay.
They came out to perform for our gala, for our guests, and it was beautiful.
It's 1:30.
So it's amazing.
So this gala was to raise money for, let's talk about what you are raising money and awareness for.
So the gala raised money for All Mentees On Board, which is a nonprofit organization. We mentor girls between the ages of 6 and 24. And we provide mentoring and after-school services. We give them the soft life study skills that schools don't provide anymore. We pour self-love and self-confidence into our girls, teaching them about their body, their rights, things like that you just really don't learn anymore in school. We also have a transitional living program in Philadelphia. It's a shared space. It's an opportunity for the girls to live on their own without the financial responsibility of them living on their own, just to prepare them for the world. So that program is for girls between the ages of 17 and 24.
Okay. So why we decided to support this cause? It was something that has happened in your life that led you to say, you know what? I wanna do something about it.
For mentoring,
this is bigger than you. So mentoring, being able to write this book, there is something within you that led you to be like, you know what? I'm ready to be a part of something. I don't know how I'm gonna get there. I don't know how and where, but something happened in your life.
It started early in life. I always felt like I had to help or be supportive to any and everyone all the time. And I couldn't figure it out, what my purpose was. It's like, well, what is my purpose here? What do I want to do? And you're at that age where you're trying to figure out. So I went to school for nursing. I was a preschool teacher. I did a whole bunch of things. And I was like, this is not my purpose. I don't know what my purpose is. And I'm grateful that I've met some amazing women in my timeline that poured into me that allow me to pour into other people. So I've learned a few things in my journey, and I'm like, my purpose is to be somebody else's stepping stone, purpose, like reason for being here. Yes. So it started pretty early.
How old were you? This
Probably,
calling that you really like, oh shoot, there is something that I'm always helping, I'm always doing this. I don't know what it is yet, but when did you realize that you were way sure? Way sure.
I would probably say in my late 20s. I worked for a nonprofit that was under the umbrella of the Department of Human Services.
Okay.
So technically I worked for DHS for about 4 years. And I went in as the bookkeeper. That position blossomed and bloomed into like a financial director, administrative director position. So I kind of ran the program, we provided independent living services to foster care youth between the ages of 14 and 21. So that's how I kind of know the background of what people need. I also saw a lot of myself in those kids. You meet foster care kids and they come off rough a little bit.
Very.
Once you pour into them, they just need some love. And I realized I saw myself in a lot of them because I, too, was their age and needed somebody to pour into me and to give me a little extra love and an extra, attention. My childhood wasn't the best, but I made it out, and I wanted them to know that you can make it, too.
As an inspiration, that's the mission, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I have a passion of, I build this business because I envision that to create a space where women, all colors, but being a woman of color, I wanted to create a space for women of color to decompress, to revive that feeling, that emotion that I'm beautiful no matter what.
Right.
Because again, it doesn't matter, the aesthetic that everybody say, oh, you're beautiful. Why are you thinking that way? But if you don't see yourself, you need to go through a process to discover who you are without the pain.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I was kind of, the mission. It's bigger than just wanting to help others, right?
Right.
I feel like it starts when you went through a traumatic event in your life, and years later you see versions of yourself, and then you're like, oh my gosh, come over here, let me help you.
Yes.
Because you didn't have that when you experienced that trauma. So I kind of knew, without even getting into the book, which you're going to talk about, and naked with my scars, exposing yourself, the traumatic events that you have in your life, it can reopen those wounds, and also expose some people.
Yes.
And it's very uncomfortable, at the same time liberating. So you have all these mixed emotions.
Yes.
Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
So when my girl told me about your story and what I was sharing with her, what I was going through, she said, oh my gosh, you need to meet Irene. You sound like her. And I'm like, yes, I need to connect with her, because I feel like in our community, we don't talk openly about our traumas in different levels. They are, I follow a psychotherapist from Canada. His name is Gabo Mate, Dr. Gabo Mate. And he talks about the big T and the little T.
Okay.
There are big traumas and there are little micro traumas. So when you're going through this healing journey, you're trying to be like, okay, Yeah, I didn't go through that. That didn't happen with me. But when you start really analyzing things that you carry throughout your life, when you're conversing with friends, or you finally see a professional therapist or life coach, or soft therapeutic work that you're doing with the girls, then you're like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, that is why I am reacting this way in my relationships, or my relationships with other women. If you had a situation with mothers. And in loving relationships where you always kind of resisting that kind of support because you didn't have it then.
Right? I call it the love avoidant. Because it's like, well, what is this? How am I supposed to react? This doesn't feel real. And it comes from childhood. It comes from not knowing what love is or what love looked like. So, yeah, I call it the love avoidant.
Yeah, I like that. And that is a part of your book as well.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
So it took me 5 years to write this book. And it took that long because I had to decide how vulnerable I wanted to be with the world. My grandma used to always say, it's your story to tell, so tell it. Don't ever let anybody else tell your story. To work with the people that I work with, the youth, you have to be vulnerable in order to understand them.
To get in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they need somebody who looks like them to say, it's okay. Writing this, I understood that I was always in survival mode my entire life. I always wanted to keep the peace, making sure that I didn't say anything to upset anybody, or make sure that I am not seen, not heard, because that's just how life was for me. I don't have the greatest relationship with my mother, and I didn't understand what it was until the pandemic came. So when the pandemic came, this word narcissism came out of nowhere.
Yeah, girl. What?
And during that time, I was in a relationship that I didn't recognize myself in. There were parts of me that were disappearing. There were parts of me that felt like a little girl all over again, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't understand why and what was happening, like, at all. And I was in therapy at the time, and I'm talking to my therapist, and we were talking, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm just scared. Like, I don't really know what love is. Maybe I'm scared. Like, so we were trying to navigate through the feelings and the emotions. And during the pandemic, you get to spend a lot of time with somebody.
Yeah.
And during this time, this person doesn't get to hide who they are anymore. So it's like you get to see the mask come off.
Or the reflection.
The reflection. Oh, my God. So I'm like...
Yeah.
And now I'm feeling crazy. I feel out of my mind. Like, no, this didn't happen. But it did. But it didn't. And it made me feel, again, like a little girl all over again. Like, my mom used to do that. Like, oh, my God. Like, what is happening? So one day I'm Googling now because I'm like, what is going on? Like, I feel crazy. I'm isolated from my friends. I am isolated from my family. I am in this shell, and I don't know how to get out. So I'm Googling, and I come across narcissism. And I'm like, narcissism? So I'm reading, and I'm researching, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, it's this type and that type. And now I'm highlighting, and I'm Xing, and I'm checking off things that I'm experiencing or have experienced before in my life.
The therapist didn't pick that up.
No. So I'm texting her all the screenshots and highlights and everything. And I text her and I said, he's a narcissist. And she called me. And she said, what made you say that? And we went through everything. We had to spend about 3 hours on the phone outside of a regular therapy session. And I'm bawling out crying. And I'm like, this is bringing up feelings from childhood. My mom's a narcissist. So she said, what made you say that? And I'm like, this here and that here and this here and that here. And we went through everything that I was feeling and what I was reading and what I've experienced and all these different traumas. And she said, we're going to stop here for today and we're going to process it. And I'm going to call you tomorrow. She called me the next day and she said, I'm so sorry I didn't pick up on that. Because we were going to couples therapy together. She said, and now that I'm reading back on these different text messages and emails, I see it. I see it. So we were putting tools in my toolbox to work through what I was going through because I was going to try to stay in it. This was, again, I'm a love avoidant. I'm going to, if something is hard, I'm going to run from it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the survival mechanism.
Yeah, I'm going to run from it. But I'm like, no, let me try to make this work. Let me see where this is going.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe it's me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Let me see. It got worse. And when I say it got worse, it got physical. And I promised myself I would never go through a physical abusive situation ever again. I got to get out of here. But what does that look like? What does that look like? Because it's not easy. People could easily say, oh, just leave.
Just leave. But the emotional, psychological abuse.
It's already been.
Yeah.
So I had to make a plan. And that plan included my therapist. But it couldn't include anybody else. Because I didn't want anybody to talk me out of it. Yes. I didn't want anybody to give their opinion of what was happening. I needed to do it on my own. And unfortunately, that hurt some people. It hurt their feelings. But in my mind, I could come back later and say, hey, this is what happened. And I'm sorry. But this is what I was going through. So leaving was hard. It was really hard. I literally left my whole life and had to financially start over. Like brand new.
That's the price of peace?
Yes. Yes. And even with starting over, going cold turkey from somebody is hard.
The withdrawal.
Yes.
Yeah. Because then you have questions. Am I doing this? The survivor, right? Am I doing this because I'm overreacting? Am I doing this? You think you're crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then you're getting the blame for stuff. Well, you abandoned me. You just left. Well, you're the reason why certain things happen.
Did your mother say that to you many times?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I'll never, ever forget this. So I was a teen parent. Again, because I wasn't taught properly what to do or anything. And not having the proper love, you look for love in all the wrong places. So when people talk about, I want to be a mom, I never had the opportunity to say whether I wanted to be a mom or not. I was a mom out of a situation that happened.
How old are you? Or you? When that happened?
16.
16.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
43.
Baby. Baby.
So I was a teen parent, and nobody gave me my options. So I had the most beautiful baby girl ever. But
what is her name?
Azaria.
Azaria, beautiful name.
But I remember my mom saying, well, you're not going to graduate high school. You're going to be a nobody. And it's like, whoa, wait. You're my mom. You're supposed to encourage me to, hey, you still could do it. Hey, you still could do this. Yeah. And I'll never forget that. And I remember getting the paper saying that I was graduating. And I got my cap and gown, and I got my yearbook, and I gave her my graduation tickets. And she did not come. Like, wow. I'm the only person here with nobody here for me. That hurt. That hurt.
Yeah.
And I really couldn't understand. Because it's like, I did it. I did it. You said that I wouldn't. But I did. And I think that always pushed me to be better. Because in the back of my mind, somebody's going to say, you can't do this. So you have to.
Prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Prove even ourselves.
Yes. Yes. Especially ourselves. Because we're our worst critics.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so hard on myself.
Oh,
I
big
am.
time. Especially when you experience trauma.
Yes. I am so hard on myself. So I always push myself extra hard. Because I like to say I'm my worst enemy. Because in my mind I'm like, you know better. You could do better. You got this. I have to push myself 10 steps, like 10 times harder than anybody else would push me. Because of just that one experience. And there's plenty more that I could think of, but that's the one that always sticks with me.
My therapists always say that the most, and you probably know that through the therapeutic work, when you were a kid, you are still developing your consciousness. So your parents, they are the authority representation throughout your life. So whatever happens, if you're 6, you're 16, it stays with you, good or bad, sometimes on and off, light or heavy, throughout your life. Yeah. Because that inner child is within you, whatever you go. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 85.
Exactly.
So that moment right there, it kind of defines in a way who you have to be in life. Yeah. And the I think the worst disappointment is when your own parents, not family, I'm being very specific, mom and dad don't show up for us.
Absolutely. And I talk about that in my book. So there is a chapter about sexual abuse. My mom didn't protect me. So my mom, she was a functional drug addict. And she had a boyfriend. And I was being abused. And I said, well, I have to tell my mom. Like, I can't.
How old were you?
This happened from the age of 8 to 10. So I told her, like, hey, this is happening. And she said, you're lying. And I'm looking like, am I? So you're making it up. And I had to sit with that for a second. Like, I'm making it up. Like, no, this is really happening to me. And I'm like, no. And now I'm freaking out because I'm like, no, I'm telling you the truth. Like, this is really happening to me. And she beat me. I'm like, are you serious right now? So I went to school and I had this one teacher. She was so amazing. And throughout my journey, again, I always had somebody that poured into me. Just enough. I
call them earth angels.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. And she was so amazing, Miss Ross. And I went to school and she said, you don't look good. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that came out of my mouth was like, she beat me. Mm. And she was like, what? And that's when social services came and removed us from the home. So I have a younger brother, removed us from the home. My brother was able to go with our dad. But because my mom said that wasn't my dad, I couldn't go. So I bounced from house to house. I lived with my grandmom. I lived with my godmother. I lived with my aunt. I bounced around. I'm so thankful for my grandmom. I'm so thankful for my godmom. They're amazing. My grandma passed away. But I was able to be with her.
So you were loved.
Yes. But not by the person that I wanted it from. Yeah. So it was very hard growing up. And even now, as an adult, you watch your friends have these amazing relationships with their moms. And it's not jealousy, but it's a sense of like, why can't I have that? What is wrong with me?
That part.
And I went through that for a long period of time. And I developed these amazing relationships with my friends' mothers. So now I have all these moms.
Me too. Yeah, I love them.
All these moms. And you still have that feeling like, why can't this be my mom?
Yeah.
And I try. I try so hard. But I had to create a boundary. Because I can't keep hurting my feelings with this. And I had to have a talk with God. And God talked back to me. He said, I gave you all these amazing women.
And that is enough.
And that is enough.
Because, your mother can't love you because she doesn't love herself.
And I had to learn it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the 30s and the 40s and the 50s,
Yes.
right? I work in this beauty industry, right? Skincare. And unfortunately, we focus so much on the aesthetic beauty, but not really thinking about that inner beauty.
Yes.
Right? That little girl that might not really love her skin tone, her hair texture, her voluptuous shape. Right? So she's there. And then when you have another layer of trauma, it gets heavier.
Yes.
So you learn you become familiar with that feeling. And then boom, the school experience with your classmates, talking about your hair or your complexion or your body shape, and then you go into the phase that now you're like boys, but they don't like you.
Yeah.
And then you also have some stuff going on at home. School is an escape for you.
Yes.
And then you go to school, you have little T trauma.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then you go home
to the big trauma. Yeah.
The big T. Right? So you start building this wall, a brick wall.
Yeah.
That you become numbed. And I'm sharing all of this because I also have experienced that. Right. I experienced not full-blown experience that you had, but I did experience with a boyfriend at that time. But I grew up with an alcoholic father and a codependent mother, narcissistic. And I only could check the boxes recently.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? So I have been in therapy for a good 2 decades. Different therapists, long-term therapist. She was amazing. And 3 years ago, I just fell in my lap. This amazing therapist that really got me to go deeper, to really pull the weeds out.
Right.
And throughout my life, I thought the the big villain of my life was my father. To find out was my mom. Mm-hmm. Right? So having these two authority figures in my life that love me hard, but with their own shortcomings, affected my own sense of worth.
Yeah.
So I grew up looking for love in wrong places, and also pretending to be someone that I wasn't, based on the survival mechanism that we build over time.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you go into spaces where you want to be the way sure because there is nobody there.
Yes.
But you're still dealing with that pain, where now you're pouring from an empty cup.
Yes.
And then you get sick.
Yes.
And then there's never enough. Just like what you're saying. I'm a worst critic. And that's where it comes from.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, which is unhealthy, because that's when we start developing diseases.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So everything that you're sharing, I know for a fact we are not the only women here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there are a whole bunch out there that is ready to receive this message, because we are giving permission to them and to ourselves to be like, you know what, girl, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it,
right? Because it's never. Every time I speak to other women about it. And I'm very selective who I share with. Mm-hmm. There is a sense of permission to be like, you know what? Yes. And you walk with attitude, like, you know what, Mom, right here is enough. Mm-hmm. You're not going to hurt me anymore.
Yep.
Because I'm not responsible for your pain.
Right. Right.
When I understood that in therapy, I was like, I was carrying my mother's pain. Mm-hmm. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
And literally, if you through therapeutic work, if you understand that the nervous system carries all those messages.
Yes.
And you don't know why you react and flip on somebody like that. Mm-hmm. When somebody say a word.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shoot, I need to do deeper work.
Yeah.
Talk therapy is not enough.
No, not at all. You have to do so much more. And during the pandemic and during the time that the book developed from journaling. Mm-hmm. So I journaled a lot because that was the place where I can escape what I was feeling without being interrupted, without saying, pause for a second, tell me more about that. Yeah. So it was my own little therapy. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Painting also became a form of therapy for me too, because I could release. Mm-hmm. Music is a big part of therapy for me. I can listen to certain songs and cry.
Yeah.
And I can listen to certain songs and laugh. Yeah. And dance and just be in the moment. My favorite song is Ribbon in the Sky by Stevie Wonder. Mm-hmm. And every time I hear that song, I see 8-year-old me pulling out my grandma's record player when she told me not to, and playing this record over and over and over until she came back home.
So what is in that song that brings you that kind of feeling, emotion?
It's love. Mm-hmm. It's so much love in that song. And it's like, I want that. I want that feeling. Mm-hmm. And to listen to it now, and it's like, I have that feeling.
Same feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So music is a big form of therapy for me.
Music is healing. Mm-hmm. You know, for our artists to compose a song is, for me, it's like a stream of consciousness. Yes. Artists are touched by the divine. That is what I believe in.
Yes.
Right? For you to be able to paint, you know, really put even an abstract medium. Some people are going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to pick it up.
Right.
A song is easier, right? And maybe just the harmony, right? The instruments. People, I don't understand that country music.
Yeah.
Beautiful style, beautiful storytelling style, but not everybody's into it, right? So for me, music is healing. And if you know that, right? And I really hope that someone that hears this sharing that we're doing here now really see the tools that we have around to be able to support us through life. Yeah. We have them, right? We have the girlfriend circles. We have music. We have therapy, professional guidance, because I truly believe that we need them. Yeah. Not all therapists are good therapists for you.
No. And I tell people, therapy, when you find a therapist, it's like finding a job or finding a boyfriend. You could date these people. You are allowed to have 15 minutes with each person, like speed dating, and decide who's right for you. I remember I probably went to about 4 or 5 different therapists before I found that one special therapist. And I remember after hanging up with the consultation, I'm like, I love her. She's amazing. Yeah. Oh my God. And she was like my longest therapist that I had. But I had this criteria for therapy after seeing multiple therapists. Like, they have to be like me. They have to be a woman of color, and they have to be over a certain age. And like, I was very picky with what I needed and what I wanted. I remember going to this therapist one time. Oh my God. And this was around the time. Long story short version, my biological father had popped back into my life all of a sudden after I was lied to my entire life. So I didn't know how to deal with that, what was happening. I had all these emotions. I'm angry. I'm upset. I don't know who to be mad at and why to be mad. I'm mad at my dad. When he's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm mad at the world and I don't know what to do. So I go to this lady and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And she told me to watch this show called This Is Us.
Oh, yeah.
So I go home and I watch about 4 episodes and I'm crying every single episode. And I'm like, why would this lady tell me to watch that show? What is wrong with her? And I was like, I cannot go back to this woman because she has no idea what she's doing. She doesn't know what she's talking about. This is crazy. I go to the next therapist and I'm telling them what happened. And they're like, why would she do that? And I'm like, I don't know, but I need you to tell me something different because I don't know what to do. And they were like, oh, well, I got the homework assignment that they gave me, but it was terrible. It was terrible. And I remember talking to the long-term therapist, and I'm telling her everything that happened. And she's like, well, first of all, let's stop right there and not watch anything. Why was that even an option? And I'm like, I guess it was supposed to be relatable. I don't know. And she's like, no. Let's pick this out piece by piece by piece. When I tell you the work that I did with her was absolutely amazing. I was able to create boundaries and tell people how I felt. I never did that before. Never. And I had to go through 4 or 5 people to get to this one lady to tell me to tell people off, basically. So please date your therapist. Date the therapist. Date as many as you want to. Your insurance will pay for it. Do it.
And I believe that some therapists is just for a season of your life, you know, because some of them, I thank God I didn't have too many, because people say that I'm also a therapist, but I'm not.
You give therapy vibes.
I do, right. I study metaphysics. for a while. And so I always been very interested in personal development and mental health. Tarot reader, I'm into it too. I'm a little witchy, okay? So she told me, yeah, in another life you were a doctor. That's why you into the field that you were in. And I was like, oh yeah, I can totally see that because I love biology. I love health. I love, I am living and breathing what I believe. Wow. And so I had probably, until now, 3 therapists. Okay. In these 2 decades of therapy, on and off. Okay. Right? So my last therapist, she's actually Brazilian. And with her, we went deeper because there is this cultural paradigm that was missing from my engagement with my American therapist. Got it. She was very good, and actually she was the first one who said, the issue is not your father. She didn't say these words, but she said, you sound like somebody that we know. I was like, oh my gosh, I sound like my mom. And then she's like, touche. Oh. And I was like, all this time I thought my father did this. My father I used to watch my mom getting beat by my father. Words were exchanged, physical and verbal abuse, not only with my father, but with all of us. I love my father. Mm-hmm. I did a lot of work in forgiving him, but that affected how I also felt about my self-worth. Right. So forgiving him for what he did, that's one level. But forgiving myself for carrying those words is another level. Yeah. So there are therapists that are going to get you to a certain point because they also open different parts of your brain, your nervous system. Yes. They are not trained to understand, to go deeper. Right. So when this American therapist recommended a book called Codependency by Melody. Don't know the name. Okay. The cover is like white with letters green of wording. Green wording. Yeah. Yes. Yep. So it's the same book. We read the same book. Girl, I was like,
that's where the love avoiding came from.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And met my husband 2019 around my birthday, November. Okay. It was fun, and I'm gonna show a picture after this. Okay. Because it makes sense. 3 months into the dating phase, November, December, January, I was going to Jamaica for my 45th birthday. Okay. And for him to accept me going to Jamaica by myself, wait a minute, you have somebody there, or you're meeting someone, or you're going to break up with him and come back to me, something like that. I'm assuming, because I know he's going to listen to this podcast. Okay, babe, so I understand. So I said, no, I'm turning 45. I financially can take care of myself, and solo trips is a requirement in this relationship. And you're already starting to get a taste of how we're going to run this show. I need some solo time. And that trip was like, I deserve this. I'm 45. I'm going to Jamaica. I went to Jamaica and came back. I'm dating this hot man, and I'm happy. Within a few months, I think a pandemic hit. The world shut down in March, April. Now we are living together. Right? And I flip into, okay, we got laid off. I'm offering virtual consultations, donation only. And he's just watching me moving. And he's like, wow, amazing. To this day, he's like, you impress me. From that point on, I was like, I can't not have this woman in my life. Oh. Right?
That's beautiful.
Because he saw how I freaking just turned that lemon into lemonade.
Yeah.
That led me to open my business, a few months later. So that was April, May. I got my LLC in August. And then I opened my first, location in October.
Wow.
Okay? Now, I'm saying all of that to say, going back to February, March, I'm sharing these things with my therapist. He's checking on me all the time. He's calling me for, what time I'm going to be home, blah, 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 blah. And she's just watching me. And she's kind of smiling, like when you're smiling. And she's like, She said, Viv, you're scared. This is not familiar to you. Yeah. I was like, really? Nah. Stubborn. I'm a Sagittarius, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, it's just too much. Right? Not used to it. That was a Thursday. I said to him, we need to talk. And I went in like, listen, let's just be friends. After the session, a week before, right? So, you just got out of this situation, and I'm too much. And he looked at me like, I don't do friends. And what I see is someone that is scared. And I'm paraphrasing here because he said differently, and I can't pick the memories right now. But anyway, he said a few things that Irene is just freaking out. It was God. Just kind of, my heart opened, and I cried for 3 hours nonstop. Oh my God. One of the things that I remember to this day is he said, you're too good of a woman for me to give up on you right now. So I'm going to be here. That was it. I was like, listen, I'm a bunch of freaking chaos energy. So he's a Virgo. So structure, chaos don't combine, but it does complement. Right? So I'm saying all of that to say that therapist really helped me to understand that I was responding and acting like my mom. And I needed to really dive into that part of myself to be able to free myself.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
So then recently, somebody introduced me to this level of therapy. And I was like, no, I'm happy with my therapist. And they were like, nope, you need to have a free session with her. And then I got off the phone. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to marry this woman. My husband and my therapist, my husband loves her.
Awesome.
And he doesn't speak the language because he sees the transformation. And I share my therapy sessions, debrief with him so he understands, because I continue to have experiences because of the past.
Right.
He gets it because he's the mirror.
Right.
Right? Our partners are the mirrors of ourselves. Yeah. Our friends also, right? Yes. So this latest therapist, she really got into the divine feminine, divine masculine, the permission, where, how, the boundaries, how it looks like. Right? The sacrifices that we need to make in order for you to keep your peace. And kind of feed into your sense of worthiness. And when you do that, then you create, you start making people uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then learning how to be like, you know what? That's the sacrifice. In order for me to be at peace, I need to cut this relationship off. I need to distance myself. I'm not making myself available anymore, because things that people there went through, trauma, big T, little t, we have a tendency to pour so much into the other person
Yes.
that we forget about ourselves. Therefore, we don't understand how to set the boundaries.
Yes.
So to going back to, moms, how can you cut off your mom?
That's the big question. And that's a big question. It's very hard, though, because you're like, that's my mom. I love her. I love my mom. But you can no longer make excuses for people. Yeah, it's like, oh, that's just how she is. And I would say that all the time. Oh, that's just how she is. Oh, I'm not going to pay her no attention because that's just how she is. Oh, that's okay. I'll let her say whatever she's going to say because that's just how she is. No. There is no more excuses of that's just how she is. Where's the accountability for how you are? You can't get to behave this way and it be okay anymore.
Yeah.
No. And for me, it wasn't easy. It really wasn't, because I craved a mother-daughter relationship. Mm-hmm. So it was like, oh, any interaction that I had, that I guess that's her way of loving, because that's just how she is. I never heard the words "I love you" from my mom. I never hugged my mom. Till this day, I have never hugged my mom. That sounds crazy. So creating those boundaries with her was something that had to be done. And people be like, boundaries with your mom? What does that look like? Mm-hmm. My mom is very demanding. It's a give and take with her.
Yeah.
So she only calls you if she wants something. My mom has 5 minutes to tell me what she wants before the conversation ends.
That's my mom.
That's it.
That's my loving mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she now knows it. Well, let me tell you while I'm calling. Go ahead and tell me. And then that's it. Because my mom is it's a boundary crosser. She is a boundary crosser. And I don't think she understands. I don't think she just does what she wants. And it's not fair to anybody. So creating those boundaries, though it was hard, it had to be done.
Can you give me 2 examples of a boundary setting? Like, literally.
With my mom or with people in general?
Not mom, because it's hard.
So, the first one for me is, if it does not feel right and feel genuine, the answer is no. I used to crave that relationship, so my answer was always yes to her. Mm-hmm. Whatever you wanted, whatever you need me to do, I got you. No. No, it doesn't. I don't feel good about it. I don't want to do it. No. So that's a big one for me. Another one is, I will no longer make myself uncomfortable for her. I don't feel comfortable in her space. I don't feel comfortable around her often. So it's like, no, I'm not coming over. No. And also telling her how I feel. So it was a big struggle with taking care of my grandma. My grandma had dementia. And in her last years of life, I became responsible for my grandma. But my grandma had 5 children.
My grandmother too.
And my uncle passed away, so she was left with 4 girls. Out of the 4 girls, nobody can take care of their mother. And then my mom took on the responsibility at first, but she abused the power. So I had to report her to PCA, and I had to take over to get her the proper care that she needed. During that time, she had to go into a nursing home, and then she got put on hospice. So I had to call her, like, hey, you need to go and visit your mom. She's being put on hospice. This is the time that they're giving her. Well, I'm not going. Get your butt up and go visit your mother. And I felt like I had to become the mother in this situation during this time. It was hurtful and it was unfair because I'm now taking on a responsibility that's not my responsibility.
Yep.
Even with the whole funeral process. So she was originally down as the person. You need to call the funeral home and tell them that you're passing this off to me because you don't want to be responsible for this. And she said it. She's like, I don't want anything to do with it. So call them and tell them to take your name off of it and put my name on it. Why do I have to parent the parent?
So then it's just open the original wound. That is your mother. You as my mother, you did the same. So you reliving that shit.
Yes. How fair is that?
Yeah.
And this was the hardest thing I had to do in my life was play my grandmom's funeral.
I can't imagine.
But the day that my grandma passed, it was the day after her birthday and my dad's birthday. And I had to call my mom to tell her that her mother passed. And that wasn't a call that I wanted to make. So I called my sister and I'm like, hey, can you call my mom? She's like, what? My sister is my buffer with my mom. And she's not my real sister. She's my god sister. She's my god sister. She's my buffer with my mom.
My goodness.
But she's like, I don't think I should do that. I think you should. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus, give me the strength. So I make this call and I call her and I say, hey, I just got a call and, Mama passed away. She's like, oh, all right. And hangs up the phone. I'm like, she must be hurt. She gotta be hurt.
Did she understand what I just said?
Yeah. That was the question that I asked. So I call my godmom because my godmom's her only friend in the world. I call my godmom and I tell my godmom's boo-hooing. I'm like, can you call my mom and make sure she good? Apparently my mom is fine. I'm like, how? Not my problem. I go up to the nursing home to spend my last time with her. So I get to sit with her and wait for them to come. And they're like, you can call the funeral home at any time. During this time of taking care of my grandma, me and my cousin are the only ones going to see my grandma. You have 4 girls. Cool. Me and my cousin are taking turns making sure she has her snacks and all kinds of things. And I don't know if anybody has ever experienced someone with dementia, but they say the craziest things.
Yeah.
So I have to be a buffer with the nursing home. So like, she doesn't mean it. She's so sorry.
Yeah.
She's so sorry.
Because they know they're leaving.
Yeah.
So might as well just talk some shit.
Let her say whatever she wants. Oh my gosh. Out there cussing people out, calling them names. I'm like, she's so sorry. They're like, we're fine. But I'm spending my last times with her. And I became selfish during that time. Because I let them all know what happened. Like, hey, they're giving us time. And my cousin comes. And then my aunt, the baby of the sisters, she's calling. She's like, yeah, what time are they coming? I'm coming up there. And she gets up there at the last minute. And she brings other people with her. And I'm like, no. Nobody came to visit my grandma while she was alive. Y'all don't get to see her in this space. I only called you because you are her daughter. Don't do this. And I became so when I tell you, I told everybody off. Everybody got it. Because at this point, no, y'all are crossing all my boundaries now. And I'm letting y'all, you can't do it anymore. But the funeral process with my mom, she didn't want to be involved, but wanted to call and be involved so bad. So I'm like, girl, no. Like, no. Nobody wanted to put $1 to it. Nothing. But y'all want all this saying it. Absolutely not. So now I'm saying no to everything. No.
That's the boundary.
No. That's the boundary. No. You don't get to, no. Oh, no. I said no to everybody. No, you don't. This is my show now. No. And that was the hardest thing for me to do. But I had to. Mm-hmm. So,
how long ago?
My grandma passed in 2024.
Okay, recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I still have days. We're coming up on her birthday and the anniversary. So her birthday is April 3rd, and her she passed on April 4th. Which is like a double gut punch because April 4th is my dad's birthday. My dad passed away.
Celebrated. Wow.
My dad passed away in 2023.
Girl.
So it was back-to-back grief.
And you had a good relationship with him?
Yes, even though he wasn't my dad, he was my dad. I remember when my mom was like, "That's not your dad anyway." He was like, "Your mom's a liar." And I'm like, what? I don't know who to believe. And I remember asking, I said, "Well, can we take a blood test?" And he was like, "Absolutely not." I never understood why he said absolutely not until I got older. Because he wasn't my dad.
He was.
He wasn't.
He wasn't.
No.
And he probably knew that.
Yeah.
But he was like, I know you're not a mother, therefore I'm going to be responsible for this young woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And though he couldn't have that full responsibility that he wanted, he made sure. Yeah, he made sure. He was the first one to tell me that my brown skin mattered. You are beautiful, and you will always be beautiful. And don't ever let anybody tell you. And he was so amazing. But I feel like a part of that relationship was ruined because my mom was like, "That's not your dad." So it's like, this person is here for me and wants to be here for me, but I can't let him because...
Yeah. So you create that avoidance, right? Because one is your mom. Two, I don't want to create conflict.
Right.
Right. And then also, I would assume that it led to when you were 8 to 10. Yeah. She doesn't understand. I don't want to. Right?
Yeah.
My grandmother passed away 15 years ago. Actually, 12 years ago. I went home now recently in January. Okay. And my cousin, love her, same situation. She said, I had a dream with Grandma. There were some white roses in the ocean because this is her 10 years death anniversary. And I was in Brazil. When she passed away, I wasn't there. I was here. So when we were talking about dementia, my mom took care of her for sure. But your mother sounded like my aunt. Lived next door to her, didn't take care of her the way she should, and took advantage of it. And my mom, I feel like, based on her experience as a child through life, she was young, she was 21 when she had me. So that also sense of self-worthiness was affected in her behavior to this day. So my mom took care of her, my cousin, very hands-on. And when she did that, my aunt got involved because it was right next door, but she didn't feel like it was too much work. And my mom had to do things that she was occupied with. It was supposed to be, an exchange, and that didn't happen. And so my mom had to, when my sister went back home, she lives in Italy, so when she was going home for vacation, my sister saw my grandmother that year. I wasn't there. But then she went back to where she was, like a state, a state, still the same state, but a different city.
Okay.
So my mom had to go with her. And that's when my grandmother passed away.
Oh, wow.
So my mom carries that guilt that she wasn't there when she passed away, right? Mm-hmm. Then there is an uncle that passed away before her, before my grandmother, that neither of them, my grandmother and my mom, made peace with that. So after my uncle passed away, my grandmother declined her health. Right? So dementia starts showing up. Mm-hmm. And then, yes, those funny stories and talking trash and all of that. I didn't witness that, but my cousin tells me stories and send me videos when she was alive.
Oh, wow.
And my spiritual beliefs and my spiritual curiosity and exploration comes from my grandmother influence. Mm-hmm. And that's what I carry with her, and paying homage to her. I continue that belief, that philosophy, and all of that. And I'm sharing all of that to you and to all of you is because there is a common thread in the Black community of our ancestors' pain that we carry, right? We carry forward until you go through therapy, you have an experience with plant medicine, right? You go somewhere and then you meet somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, everything, those experiences come to life, and then you have to deal with that, and then you have journeys that you start dropping your different bags in different destinations, right?
Yes.
This moment is one of them. Mm-hmm. My uncle passed away yesterday.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And he was, a drug addict, and I think that my grandmother's passing and my aunt passing last year also affect that. So I'm sharing that to show you how much we are so alike and mirroring each other, so we can also give permission to other women to really do an internal inventory.
Yes.
So we can move forward lighter, right? Because this can numb us.
Yeah, because we carry so much.
We carry so much, and then we downplay our strengths, downplaying our own sense of worthiness.
Yes.
And so that's why I was very excited to, I could have canceled, but I feel like, no, we need to keep going, not going pushing,
right,
but keep going with grace. Like, we still need to do this work that we came through them to do.
Yes.
My mom, what I have learned in therapy, it's to practice compassion, because our mothers experience things too.
Yes.
And that is the reason why they can't give the love that we deserve.
Right.
My mother loves us to death. She's a mother bear. She will kill somebody for us. But it's conditional. My sister and I got very, very close, like now into our 40s, because we've been apart geographically. But as we become the women that we are today, we really needed to really dive into our own trauma.
Right.
And I used to tell my sister, share with her, because I've always been more emotional than my sister and my brother. Being the oldest and witness, the chaos within my family unit. I carry that, so my life was up and down. And I used to share with my sister. My sister's like, why don't you leave this in the past? And I'm like, listen, we're still carrying this shit. Let's talk about it. And I think 5 years ago or less, she got into therapy. And even her dynamics with her business partners and stuff, I'm like, that's mom. That's mom right there. But I was like, you know what? Let her be. And even my therapist at that time said, that's not your business. Let her not deal with that. But I would say, that sounds like mom. And here's why. Right? So now, different level of, oh shit, now I get a why I feel triggered by this. And I'm quiet, smiling like, welcome to the club.
Welcome. Yes.
Right? So my sister said, mom is narcissist, overboard. Like overboard narcissist, which is the extreme version of narcissism. Girl, I went on ChatGPT in Brazil and I was like, what the?
Yeah.
My mother's all off this.
Yes.
And I was like,
You're like, oh my God, I grew up with this.
I grew up with this, and this is why. And this is why I attracted this relationship.
Yep.
Brutally honest. I left my son's father because I didn't want to be like my mom. To be in a situation where I have to stay in this because I don't want to raise my child without a man. And that's probably why our grandmothers and great-grandmothers done that before, right? Could be your mother to even deny your pain to have a man.
Yep.
Right? So, see, there's so many layers that in women's life, especially in black women in our community, we have these things that now we have the blessing to have outlets to talk about it, so we can also liberate other women that are going through the same thing.
Yes.
So for me, at this moment, I'm not speaking to my mom because of what I had shared with her this last time. My therapist was like, okay, it's going to be workshop time. Everything that you have rediscovered about yourself, don't be surprised that things will come up to you and you're going to have to position yourself as such.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. So I had to tell my mom how I felt. No filter. Like, this, you are all of this.
Yeah.
She couldn't handle it. Of course. Nobody would.
Yeah.
Right? But I had to do that for myself. And so if I am this person that you look at me like this is the only thing that I represent, just based on what you say, because I know there are not only the truth. I know my mother loves me. It's just like her pain is bigger than her love for me.
Yeah.
I have to say this because she has to wake up. That's not my job. But at least she knows how I feel about what we have.
Right.
And she didn't like it. And she's like, listen, you're not. And my mother is a very heavy Catholic. So you have to ask for forgiveness to God, not to me. But I'm only going to speak to you if you ask me for forgiveness. And I said, I guess we're not going to be speaking.
Yeah.
Because everything that I said is true.
It's true, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm seeing all of this, and I know that my brother and my sister's going to be like, oh, you put in our business on the street. You're talking about mom. I really don't care, right? Because that's my truth. So, did it hurt? Absolutely. For me to, because I still kind of, supporting my family financially, to ask my therapist, do you think I should still send money? Because finances is a big thing for my mom. She's like, what do you think? And I said, I feel like I don't, as much as I know that she needs it because she's already spoiled to have that sense of security. I feel like I'll be feeding into that codependency with me and her. Right? And she's like,
good job. Yeah.
Good job. So now I walk and I said no. And we The only time that she spoke to me was the day of a few days after. It's coming or not. And I said, I'm only your daughter when you need these things. Therefore, it's enough and it's over. And then I went into guilt mode. Mm-hmm. What about if my mother dies tomorrow? And I kind of shared that with my therapist. She's like, yeah, anybody can die tomorrow.
Yeah.
So for me to accept even that was a process.
Yeah.
Being a wife, stepmom, and now a woman in menopause, and looking at the mistakes that I made in business and relationships that I had in my life with friends. Guilt and shame is the two partners that I've always been a part of, was by my side. To this therapeutic work to learn when shame shows up, when guilt shows up. So now my state is peace because I feel stronger because I stood up for myself. And my therapist always say, not everybody gets this deep work. A lot of people give up.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's very uncomfortable.
Nobody wants to do the work anymore. Everything is so microwave. Like, fix my feelings. Nobody wants to do the work. And a lot of people quit therapy because of how hard it gets. You have to keep going. And it's a continuous process. People always be like, oh, I'm healed. You're not healed. You're healing. You're on a journey. So people definitely don't want to do the work. They want to stop when
it gets hard.
Yeah, when those emotions come up. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, keep going, keep going. So I'm proud of everybody who continues to work through those emotions and work through those feelings, because it's a journey. Yeah, it's an amazing journey once you see the light at the end.
Yeah, and then again, you can get closer to you just a bit more. No, the microphone.
Okay.
And I can also add this part.
Okay.
There is beauty in pain.
Yeah.
Because look at a diamond. Look at a pearl. Look at nature. Look at the butterfly transformation. There's a lot of struggle there. It's a lot of pressure. So for me, in my state right now, it's picking my battles and focus on what I can control. And that's what my therapist suggests is to, yes, all these emotions come through you, but they are not you. They are waves just like the ocean, different strength, heights, settle. But the ocean is still there. Yeah. Right? So understanding that's what leads me to keep going. Because one, she reminded me that I picked my mom and my dad for a reason. You picked your mother and your father for a reason. And I truly believe in reincarnation. We are going through this, as painful as it sounds for anyone listening to this conversation. It's here for a reason. Yes. Because we are here until we also make a transition. But how we make an impact while we're here is the reason why we went through that. And so when we started this conversation, that's what I was going to. And I read the synopsis of your book, but I had an idea because what I read, there, and based on our friend had shared some things. So I really wanted to get you there, but I love the way we started because it was in different layers, right? It's like opening a box, like a birthday gift. Yes. Right? It's like, oh, I wonder what it is. Yes. And then, boom, we found it. So I would like for us to go to the book, your favorite part of the book, because I saw that you have some notes there. And we can go into a chapter page that you feel like it was a time in your life that you really felt like relief sharing that, if you have any. If you have any, no. If you already have marked, putting you on your spot.
I know.
Show the book. Show the pages that you had marked, because I know you go back to it to tell people.
I do. This book is my baby.
Tell me the page.
Oh, page 60.
60?
Yes. Going back to my childhood, it was understanding. For me, it was understanding that one of the biggest things that healing taught me was that family wasn't who you was born to. It's who you feel safe with. It's who honors your boundaries and speaks life over you and shows up for you without conditions. I felt like the love I got from my mom was conditional. But she didn't show up in the way that I needed her to. So I was able to create my own family out of the people who showed up for me. So this childhood chapter, I poured a lot into it because I had to be really, really vulnerable. Really vulnerable. And I also had to dig deep. And when I say dig deep, did I really want to expose my mom? Like this person that I love, did I really want to expose? But it's my story too. So I would say my childhood is my favorite chapter. And it means a lot because it allowed me to build community. It allowed me to build family. It allowed me to create my own village of people based off of what I experienced in my childhood. Yep.
I love, I'm going to read it because I was expecting you to read, but no, let me read it.
Do I really want to cry?
The scar it leaves aren't always on the outside. They settle deep, carving out empty spaces in your heart that feel impossible to feel. When you grow up in a home where abuse is just normal, even if no one say it out loud, you learn to navigate chaos like it's second nature. Girl, I had PTSD every time I hear somebody I felt that I was bothering the other person if I walked, make noise to go to the bathroom, if I stayed in someone else's house. Because my mother would get upset if we had made noise.
You began to walk on eggshells all around you.
My father will walk in, like, come home. We will all flee because, Dad is drinking. We need to hold our breath. Don't say anything. My mother would say, don't say anything. Right? So your home is your sense of safety. If it is not safe, then you're never safe.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like this baby is, I know this book is going to liberate a lot of women, a lot of young women. This is your mission.
Yes.
This is your purpose. Not only the book, but your story alone. The book is just a summary of your life. Your energy is beautiful.
Thank you.
The scars that you're showing out, they are tattoos.
Yep.
Different phases of my life, I get a tattoo to remind me where I was in that phase of my life. So I appreciate our conversation. I think that I feel like a lot of people now, therapy is part of the narrative in this culture. I do agree with you that nobody heal, but it's a process of healing, unfoldment of who you are in different layers. And that's why I feel like conversations like this, even though they are very vulnerable and raw and expose a lot of the people that we truly love, is necessary so we walk lighter. Mm-hmm. Because that is also, there is a weight that we carry of guilt and shame.
Yes.
And that's why I was excited to do this podcast, because this is the first time that I also very vulnerable about my background. Mm-hmm. As loving as my mom and my dad are, they also had a lot of pain with them that kind of was transferred to us, not only for myself, but my mom, my brother, and my sister. But I'm the one more vocal about it and rebel about it, because I had to be like, no, this is not right. Mm-hmm. And from moving forward, you don't have the right or the right and audacity to tell me how I'm going to live my life. Right? And so is it that easy to set boundaries? Absolutely not. Especially when around you people are saying that's not right. Culturally, it's not acceptable.
Yeah, that's your mom.
That's your mom. If she passed away tomorrow, you're going to regret. I had to bring that in therapy to be able to be like, you know what? Now I just need to learn compassion. Mm-hmm. How does it look like? I'll be compassionate with your story, but why my mom? Oh, because I still hurt. That's what my therapist said. Oh, you still hurt. So let's heal that part.
Yeah.
And so compassion is a part of that healing. Healing or rehabbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Because you have that part of yourself that somehow you feel like, ooh, like I had a hip replaced, my left side. When I jump or run, I have that. That was 5 years ago. But my mind, not my body, but my mind going to, I don't want to get hurt again.
Yes. Right?
So we can talk for like another 2 hours about the subject, right? Yes. If this conversation really touched your heart, share with your friends, your girlfriends, even your boyfriends, because it's necessary. I feel like we need to talk more about these things and bring that light into places that is most needed, such as the group of young women that you support. The law of attraction. You attract who you are.
Yes.
It's 3:00.
But there is a part of that the experiences that we go through, people say, oh, it was your fault. If you believe the law of attraction, it's your fault that you lost this job. It's your fault that you attract this man. It's not your fault. It's a mirror reflection of things that you need to work through. And so because I truly believe and I live, I'm embodying it now, the understanding in metaphysics, as I go through not struggles, but through challenges in my life where I need to pull that tool now to be able to practice this here now. And with the support of amazing therapists, then you're able to do that.
I agree.
Yeah. Do you agree?
I do agree. I feel like so the therapist I have now is great. However, the therapist prior to her was even more amazing. And unfortunately, she had to step out of therapy for medical reasons. But I'm like, I need her. What
what was about that therapist that you feel like you need her, that you feel really like you need her?
Spoke the same language. We connected very well. So it was almost like I was talking to my girlfriend when I had a therapy session. And I love sessions like that. I don't want to talk to a therapist and it feels like I'm going to the doctors and they're asking me the same questions over and over, and I'm giving them. I don't want it to feel like that. I want it to be a natural conversation. And with her, I was like, girl, let me tell you. And she'll start the session, and the session, and it'll be like, the session is recorded. I'll be like, I couldn't wait to talk to you today. Oh, girl, let me tell you. Blah, blah, blah. And I'll be running it down. She'll just be listening, and then I'll take a break. And then she'll be like, okay, let's pause. And then she'll go into, her therapist mode. But it was like I was talking to my girlfriend. And while the therapist I have now is a therapist and she is great, it's not the same dynamic. I like those, girl, let me tell you sessions because it feels...
it's comforting too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And people will always be like, oh, but you got friends. You don't want to tell your friends everything. Like... No, but I could definitely tell my therapist. She's my therapist. I can tell her that she don't know y'all. Like, So I like those kind of sessions, and that's why I need her as my therapist.
You miss your friend. Yes, you miss your friend.
I do.
Your friend therapist.
Yes.
For me, therapist has to... I had therapists before where I was challenging her. Prior to these two, I had a therapist that I was like, this is boring. So my American therapist, she had that kind of girlfriend kind of vibe. She had an understanding of immigrant experience because of her husband is from another culture. So I also brought that up into, my therapeutic work with her. So that's what really made me happy being with her. It was hard for me to even say yes to my current therapist. But I feel like it's very important for you for anyone that is looking or seeking for a therapist to really understand and look for someone that is going to challenge you, not to just listen.
Right.
Because then you're going to be in therapy forever.
Yes.
Because you can't be that vulnerable with everybody.
Right.
But what is the resolution of that conversation? So for me, it's the same thing, right? I have friends that they talk. Same problems. But they don't want to see themselves in the situation. They're in therapy for 20 years and they still have the same problem. That is not their problem. That is not the therapist's problem. It's just not the right therapist.
Yeah.
Period. So, again, let's go back to another point. We started. I love the fact that you're supporting young women. And I want us to think about, to talk about how can anyone support your cause?
There's so many ways. Oh, my God. So while financial contribution is amazing to all nonprofits.
Yeah.
Time. We love when people give their time. You may have a set of skills that we don't have that you could offer to our girls. And that opens them up to so much more.
Big time.
So time. Time. If you know someone who has a service that can service this group of girls, we'll take that too. Sharing our information with the world. So just time.
Okay.
It doesn't cost anything but your time.
So how often do you host a gala or an event? It doesn't have to only be a gala, but any events Do you do quarterly? Do you do annually? Like, which type of events do you offer to support, the nonprofit?
Because we do so much, we do a lot of different events. So, of course, our gala is once a year. We offer a Red Heart event every February where people could come in and get their blood pressure checked and get their sugar levels checked and things like that. We do a breast cancer screening event.
Nice.
Where a mobile truck will come and do the mammogram screenings. We have happy hours where the community could come to our center, find out what we do, and volunteer their time and things like that. Oh my God, we do so much. We do community service around the city. So we dedicate our time to other agencies. But that's pretty much it.
If anybody wants to make any financial donation, where can they do that?
The website is called All Mentees On Board.
All Mentees On Board. And that information is going to be under the show notes. That information is going to be there.
Yes. You can donate. You can contact us with information if you want to donate your time. If you want to be a mentor. If you want to be a chaperone on a trip. Of course, you have to have your clearances. But yes, definitely contact us. We'd love to hear from anyone.
I'm so grateful for this conversation. I'm so grateful that there is a place for young women that they can feel safe. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. You use your mess as a message that is changing. You can't change everybody, but if you can change one heart, it's enough.
Yes.
So thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. All right. So is there anything that we didn't talk about it that you want to kind of finish this episode with?
We touched on a lot.
Yeah.
I would say to the listeners, even if these subjects or this book doesn't touch you, it may touch someone you know. And if it does, share that message with them. Everyone has a story. I always say, what I went through was a test to my testimony. So everyone has a testimony. And if you know someone, just share it.
Definitely. Naked with My Scars by Irene Lovett. You got to read this book and buy for your girlfriends too. Okay? Okay! All right, Bonitas, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on the next episode of Be Bonita Podcast. Ciao!
That was great.